DeLucci Show, episode 71. We're in my living room on the Upper East Side. How are you doing today? Oh my God. I apologize. This is a late one. I'm recording this late. Usually I record them on a Monday, the podcast on a Monday, maybe a Tuesday, and I post them on Tuesday. But today is Wednesday. Had a busy week. We'll get to it. Fact of the day, Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, obviously, is the #1 tourist destination in the world. Can you believe that? Out of all the places in the world, Florida. I thought, I don't know, maybe Hawaii or, I always get them confused. Disney World, Disneyland, but Disneyland is in California, right? Anyway, that's my theme, I guess, because I just got back from Florida. I was in Naples, Florida, with my family. It was my daughter's birthday, and, poor thing, she didn't have a birthday party last year, and this year we didn't know what was going to happen with COVID. So my ex and I, we said, you know what, let's plan a trip to Florida. Not to Disney World, but obviously let's plan a trip. Let's plan a trip to Naples where all the Italians go to become wrinkled prunes and then go into assisted living. That's what a 7-year-old wants, right? But we said let's go to Florida. And we'll have a great time, and she'll go to the beach, and we'll do whatever. So we had such a nice time. My ex was so nice. He actually booked our flights. He paid for my flight and the girls' flights. And we were there, me and my daughters, we were there for a week with my mom and my sister, one of my sisters. But my ex, actually, we planned to have him fly down and surprise my older daughter for her birthday. So we rented a boat and a catamaran, and we were all at the dock, and he was at the dock, and my mom came with me and my sister were at the dock, and my ex was there, and my mom had the girls, and and he surprised her, and it was so cute. And I thought when she saw her dad in Florida, like she wasn't expecting the surprise. I thought she was gonna be, like freaking out. Oh my God, Daddy, what the hell are you doing here? But she wasn't. She was literally like in a quiet shock, because that's probably what British kids do. She was like, she squealed. It was like, oh, and then she was like, Daddy, is it you? It was like the cutest thing ever, and the boat, I don't know where the boat went. It went around Naples. It went around Naples Bay, which was all these gorgeous homes, $50 million homes. I mean, ridiculous. And then it docked for like an hour and a half, and we went shelling, and we got the most amazing shells. And actually, the last time I was in Florida, my sister and I, we went to Sanibel Islands. If you haven't been, I recommend. The shells are ridiculous. Like, I came home with shells then. I got shells now. I don't know what I'm doing with all of these shells, but we had such a nice time. And let me get into this, okay? Okay. So while I was in Florida, okay, I had my phone was blowing up. People were texting me, friends, DMing me, whatever. They were like, why are you with your ex in Florida? Why isn't your boyfriend there? What's going on? And here's the thing. My ex, we had a very amicable divorce. I mean, was there drama? We obviously got divorced, yet, but we had an amicable divorce in the sense that we didn't have attorneys. I think I said this before. We didn't have attorneys. We just split everything down the middle, and that was that. And we are so close. We're great friends. We always work together. We always have been friends, great friends, and we're still friends. And we tried to do a vacation together, and this was it. He wasn't there for the full week. He came for a few days, and it was so nice. I mean, and let me just say, it's like, no, of course I didn't sleep with him or hook up with him or whatever people with my girlfriends were asking me. It was a family trip, and it was really, really nice. And he, the great thing about him is he's a planner. And he plans everything. But not annoying. Not like, on Thursday we're going to have dinner at 6 o'clock, lovely. It was just like he looked up all the restaurants. He researched. He knew where we were going. He did the boat. He's so good with details like that. I'm a train wreck. I would show up in Florida and be like, okay, well, I guess we're going to go eat in McDonald's because Mommy didn't look anything up. And so it was like the first time in a really long time that I had that feeling of like, oh, almost like a sigh of relief, like everything was taken care of for me. And I didn't have to, plan anything, and he did everything. And it was like just so nice and relaxing. And he was great to me. I got to say, he even, he said when I was there, he said, Elyse, I got you a little something. And I said, oh, a present. I love a good present. And he booked me a massage at the Ritz-Carlton on the last day that he was here. And then we had lunch after, with the girls. And he booked it because he wanted to say thank you for being such an amazing mother and working so hard. And it was so nice. I mean, it literally made me cry. And, it's bittersweet because I had an amazing time. And the kids were just blown away. And they were so happy to have us together as a family. But, when I left, I was like, oh, my God, like, this is what my life could have been, and I just chose a different path, or we just chose a different path. And it's really hard. And I don't know if you're divorced or you're going through a divorce or you're thinking about it, but let me tell you, I didn't think about this kind of stuff. I mean, when I got divorced, I was in a really bad place. Well, first of all, I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but I might as well, because I do get messages from some of you girls and guys saying, hey, I'm going through a divorce. What do you think? Blah, blah. So this is what the deal is. When I got divorced, let me rewind. I had my daughters 17 months apart. That was hard. That was a conscious decision. We wanted to have children close together so they would be close and whatever. So we had the kids 17 months apart. I was working a really demanding job downtown on Wall Street, and I was working like 12, 14-hour days. I was traveling all the time. He was traveling all the time. Like, things were just hard. His family lives in the UK. My family's not in Manhattan. We didn't have any help except for our nanny, hired help. And that just, puts a strain on everything. We obviously had our cultural differences that, just happens when an Italian-American marries a British person. And there was just so much stress and stuff and arguing, and stakes were high, and we bought an apartment and it needed a full gut renovation, which I loved to do, by the way, and it was the second one I did, and it was an amazing project. But it was like everything was just so hard, and we fought all the time. And then my father wound up dying suddenly. My dad was estranged, whatever. He had a psychotic girlfriend at the time. My father had a psychotic girlfriend that banned me from attending the wake and the funeral. I mean, the whole thing was really a fucking horror, and that's a story for another time. But and then I got laid off from my job, and I wasn't planning on getting laid off from my job. I was a devoted employee for 8 years, and I was, and I had all this stress. I couldn't believe that I had the 2 kids, and I was doing an apartment, and my father died, and I couldn't handle anything, and I'm working so much, and then I get laid off. And the reason why I got laid off, by the way, is because there was a change of guard. And they had me fire people that I worked with that were good to me for years. And then they turned around and wound up laying me off. And I was devastated. I did not see it coming. And it put me in the worst of the worst state of mind. And that was really when, like, everything just took an absolute nosedive in my marriage for the worse. We tried couples counseling. We just fought through it. He would get up, walk out. The counselor would be like, you have to practice. The counselor had this thing. Marriage counselor was like, he called it the argument protocol, and you were only able to have an argument for 10 minutes at a time. If you were home and you're fighting with your spouse, the therapist was like, only fight for 10 minutes at a time, pass the pencil back and forth. It's like, listen, I'm an Italian girl. If you think that I'm only going to argue for 10 minutes, like, you got another thing coming for you. I was completely uncivilized when we would argue. But one thing led to another, and we wound up getting divorced. And let me tell you, I was just in such a dark place, right? I was really just in a terrible place, and my kids were young and everything, and they're still young, but they were babies, and I didn't think about what life would be like once they got a little older and they were more self-sufficient, and they'd be in school and in camp, and him and I would have maybe got back to, like, where we used to be, right? Like, and there was a little bit of that this weekend. Not that we would get him back to anywhere where we used to be, but there was that, like, the kids are older and they're running around and they're in the water, we're watching them, they're in the ocean, we're watching them at the shoreline, and him and I were just talking, we're like talking about things, and it wasn't always like, change the diaper, feed this one, that. And it's sad. It really, really made me sad. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. And I don't, and I feel like I try to talk very candidly about my life on the podcast and in general. But, obviously I have to keep some things kind of private because there's fucking creepy weirdos everywhere, and like, you never know, like, please, there's some girl comics that have like guy stalkers. I mean, the whole thing's a nightmare. But anyway, it's like, but I talk pretty candidly. And at the end of the day, if you are thinking of, getting divorced or breaking up your family and if nobody cheated on anybody or there's no, real gambling and psychotic debts and all that, if there's none of that, like, I mean, maybe it could be salvaged with a lot of patience and, biting your tongue. Because being single for me, when I got divorced, for the first, like, chunk of it after my divorce, like, I was just numb, right? Like, I was totally numb. I was, like, obsessively cleaning the house. I was obviously going out and doing stand-up and I, whatever, as an escape. And I was always using, by the way, that's how I got into comedy. I got into comedy through improv years prior, which led to stand-up. And it was, like, my escape thing, right? But it was... it was like right after the divorce, I was just totally numb, and I was cleaning the house obsessively, and I wasn't working. I was just doing stand up. I gave stand up like a real good go. I got laid off from my job. I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna do a year and a half of comedy, whatever. I was looking for another job in the meantime, but I was just numb, and then I kind of came out of that funk and started dating or tried dating, which was a horror. And, but then I met my boyfriend and everything was great. But, as great as any new relationship could be for me and probably for him, like, there's nothing like the father of your children or the mother of your children. And there's nothing like that family unit. So it was bittersweet. We had such a nice time, but it was sad because it was like, well, this is what things could have been. And as you know, I have a boyfriend. He has a girlfriend. We're both happy. But, life it could be long. I mean, we never know how much time we have, right? Life could be long. And it's nice I forgot how nice it is to have that other person, to help, and you help them and you work together as a team and all that kind of stuff. So it sucks. And then I got completely psychotic the day after the trip because now here's where it gets a little crazy for me. Okay. Here's where it gets crazy. So he leaves on like the Sunday, right? Goes home, whatever. We had a fly-in visit. That's what the British called a fly-in visit. Like 2 nights, 3 days, whatever. Flies in, flies out, whatever. My daughters and I were leaving on the Monday. We left. We came back home. Fine. Everything's fine. I happened to he happened to mention that like he has friends in town. Like he has my ex has friends from the Cayman Islands. They're coming to the U.S. for a vacation and blah blah. And, and he just casually mentions to me, the day I get home from my trip, he casually mentions to me that he'll be going on a joint family vacation with his friends that are coming in from the Cayman Islands and our daughters and his girlfriend. And I lost my fucking shit, okay? And I'm not afraid to say that I lost my shit. And let me tell you why I lost my shit before you go thinking, oh, this girl's nuts. Because, we just had a great time together as a family. And yes, we are divorced. But you know what? He planned everything. He treated us and had everything laid out. And he got me this nice massage, which I was totally shocked about. I mean, like, very rare for an ex-husband to do that, right? For the ex-wife. And I thought when I was like walking into my massage, I thought like, wow, this is like such a nice treat. Like I'm so grateful for this and I needed this and wow, because I can't do that's kind of stuff for myself, really, because I'm single, living on my salary, raising the kids. And then when he told me that he was doing the vacation, I thought, That's why you fucking got me the massage. That's why you got me the massage. That's why you did everything. That's why you paid for everything. That's why you paid for the tickets. What? Because you were like, buttering me up, to making everything so nice, to then tell me that you were going to go on some joint family vacation or whatever with your new girlfriend and my kids. Now, so I lost my mind. I don't know if it's the right thing to lose your minds about or the wrong thing to lose your minds about. But you know what? It felt fine to me. Okay, and I was very, very, very upset. So I had a wonderful time on my trip. I was totally shocked and in just complete amazement at how kind he was being to me. And the girls had an amazing time, and it's something they'll always remember. And we took tons of pics and yada, yada. But to find out that this dog and hoe the next day tells me that he's going on a family vacation with my kids. Oh, I just went fucking crazy. You should see me screaming, "You're not taking my kids anywhere." I mean, it might have been an episode of Jerry Springer. I mean, I'm in the street screaming, and I don't even do stuff like that. Like, I just don't do that kind of ghetto-ness. And, he thinks he just thinks I'm, had a nervous breakdown. So that's that. Great trip. If you're thinking about getting divorced, I would say really think hard about that. This shit's not easy being by yourself. And it's sometimes you have these moments like I had where you have the glimpse into the future. What could have been. Robert Frost, The Road Not Traveled. Great poem. If you haven't read it, read it. But it's like, the reality set in when I came home that, you know what? We are divorced. And we're not one little happy family. And he is, off on his yonder with this big British hoe bag. So you want to know what? Fuck her, fuck him, I'm over them all. That's it, moving on. Back to reality now. I got the oven on. I got 2 slices of frozen pizza out of the freezer waiting to go in. Life is good. Oh, my God. Oh, I just feel like, so I just got to, say my prayers or something that, I don't know. I make it in this comedy business and, because just because. Because I really changed my life. I mean, I when I was having all these problems when we were married and we just couldn't seem to work through it. We just couldn't seem, and everything was so dark going on in my life. And everything was bleak and I felt hopeless. I was just like, you want to know what? Fuck this, I'm done. We've been fighting. It's been years. I am tired. I just want to have a new life. And you want to know what? I will just be divorced, okay? I will, get a new job. I will do my stand-up. I will raise my kids. I'll do the best job that I can. And I will devote my life or my free time to stand-up comedy and to performing. And I'm just going to give it the absolute best shot that I can. And I've been doing that. But I had that moment of what the life could have been. Anyway, moving right along. I was reading an article the other day. Okay, I don't even remember where I was reading it. But they were talking about how shoe sizes might be changing to have all gender shoe sizing. I mean, we should let that sink in for a second. I mean, how freaking ridiculous is this? Look, I got to be honest. I've said this before. And I'm PC about it. I love all people, all genders. I don't give a shit. When I was younger, people would ask me what I wanted to do. I tell them I wanted to be a drag queen. I felt like that was the life of glamour when I was, 6. I thought it was amazing. But all gender shoe size? I mean, how is that possible? So does that mean that there's a possibility that when we go to a shoe store or a website, the shoes will have a size, maybe like, I don't know, women, men's 7/women's 8.5. I mean, is that the future? Is that the future? Because is there not going to be any more men's shoes and women's shoes in the next 5-10 years? Because this seems ridiculous to me. I mean, come on. When I was in Vegas, had to take a sip of my Pamplemousse LaCroix. They had it on sale at Costco. A case of 36 seltzers for $7 LaCroix. And this is the champagne of seltzers right here. Delicious, the flavor. I usually buy Polar because it's cheaper, but this is good. Moving up in the world. Anyway, when I was in Vegas, I was talking to this girl. I think I told you about her. She was a surgeon that moonlighted as a porn star. The people you meet. And we're sitting around at the casino at the Stratosphere Hotel, and I was opening for my friend Brett Ernst, and we're sitting around the hotel having a great time. And this girl, she's arguing the merits of why there should be no men's and women's separate teams in the Olympics. Why everyone should be on one team. And I'm just like, and I remember saying to this girl, what are you talking about? Like, men and women, physically, they have different strengths, different bodies. Like, you can't have men competing against women and vice versa. It's not fair. It's not an even playing field. And that's like shoes. You can't have this. Men and women, one shoe size. What we're going to do? Are we just going to do away? Are we just going to do away with men's and women's shoe sizes? Is there going to be new sizes of shoes that come out? Well, you know what? We should watch this space because that's what this seems like maybe we're headed. Anyway, I'm on the Walmart website. Speaking of shopping, Walmart... you guys know I work in digital and tech. Walmart must have a team that's forming digital. They must have a team digitally that's forming partnerships with other brands, not to do the collabs in the store. Like Sofia Vergara has a line in Walmart. Not for that. I'm talking about like reselling brands. If you go on the Walmart website right now and you type in Louis Vuitton, they have a whole section of pre-owned Louis Vuittons. Yeah, where'd you get your bag? Oh, that's a nice Hermes bag. Where'd you get it? Walmart. I swear to God. And when you click on like women's or men's, you click on the drop down, you select brands. They have all these brands, that are not their brands, obviously. And they're not licensed brands. It's like, I don't think, they could have bought them, but they're doing a lot of almost third-party selling. It's not nearly as organized as the Amazon user interface. So they need help there. But I was shocked to see them selling, pre-owned designer bags on Walmart. I never thought I would say I bought a Chanel bag in Kmart, but I guess, anything's possible these days. I will say, the Walmart in Florida, oh my God, what a dream. What a dream. I actually took some video. I'm going to see if I can edit it together and do a What's Gorgeous in Walmart video and post it. I got some great stuff. I'm going to talk about it when I'm doing my products of the day. Women, so I apologize, men, but I'm telling you, the stuff I got in Walmart is so cute and was so cheap, and you're just gonna die. Anyway, so back to Florida. My mother, she didn't return a cake this time. We went to Publix the last time, and she bought a cake and returned it, got her money back. Like, how insane is that? But she did have freezer burned spinach pie in the freezer from Trader Joe's, and then I made it, and I took a bite, and I had a hard chunk of feta stuck in my tooth, and I said to my mother, Ma, how old is this? And she's trying to tell me how it's so fresh and delicious. It's like, no, you had this in the freezer for the last 96 years, and it's hard and disgusting. I do like the Trader Joe's spinach pie. They have in the freezer section of Trader Joe's, if you go to Trader Joe's, so let me tell you, there's two. Okay, there's two. Trader Joe's has spanakopita. One is in a box and it's triangles, right? That's good. That's okay. But then they have another one, and it's in a blue. It's in the freezer section. It's in a blue, like rounded squarish package, thin package, and it's a spinach pie ring, almost like in the shape of a sausage ring. I know, disgusting, but it's spinach pie. It is so good. It is so good. She didn't have the good one. She had the squares, but the rectangles, but. It was as hot as a rock, and it went bad. So that was that. Anyway. McDonald's. I treated myself to a McDonald's breakfast while I was there. And, I'm going through the drive-thru because that's what one does in Florida. And my daughter's like, Mommy, we want chicken nuggets. And I was like, yeah, sure. Let me, ask. They don't do chicken nuggets in the morning. I don't understand why. Why aren't you doing nuggets in the morning? No nuggets in the morning, no fries. I get it. Who wants that at 9:30 in the morning? But, shouldn't you have that on the side? And by the way, they prospered. McDonald's, I read in the New York Times, McDonald's prospered during the pandemic, okay? Because so many of the McDonald's restaurants all around the country have a drive-through component already. So their sales boomed. Their sales absolutely boomed. I mean, I'm sure Dunkin' did too. I mean, all the restaurants with the drive-throughs. It's so funny. My ex-husband, he's horrified by drive-throughs. They don't have them really where he's from. He is from a small village in Wales where people ride their horses to the pub. I am trying to work on some comedy bits about this because it's absolutely ridiculous what it was like being a New Yorker at a 500-person village in Wales. I mean, I couldn't even get basil and tomatoes in the supermarket. They looked at me like I had 10,000 heads. But anyway, they don't have drive-through restaurants where he's from. There's a tiny little village. It's a tiny little winding street, and there's 3 pubs, a post office, and a beauty salon. I mean, literally, like that's all there is. And then there's a city close by, Cardiff, which you could take the train to, but there's no drive-through anything there. So when he came to America, my ex, 15, 16 years ago, this guy thinks we're a total bunch of slobs because all everybody does is driving around in their Ford Windstar, rolling down the window, going through, ordering hamburgers. Like the guy's never seen anything like it. But, I was hitting up all those drive-throughs in Florida, loving life, absolutely loving life. Yeah. So we're driving through the drive-through, and I said to him one of the mornings he picked me up. I said, I need a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I need you to take me to Dunkin' because I've been drinking the nice coffee with almond milk, and maybe a sugar. And he's like, okay. And we get to Dunkin' Donuts, and he so British, just stops the car in the middle of the parking lot. Just stop the car. And he's like, go on, go in. And I was like, go in. Why the hell did I go in? Drive me up to the drive-thru. He was mortified to go through the drive-thru. Like he was losing some of his Britishness or his manhoodness by doing the drive-thru. So he pulls up to the drive-thru. It doesn't even pull up to where you order the food. He pulls up to the garbage can. He starts talking into the garbage can. It was very funny. I guess it was one of those you had to be there things. But I get it. If the line of the drive-thru is 20 cars deep, then sure, walk in. But if the drive-thru is open and you're just trying to be speedy, I mean, what's the point? What is the point? Phyllis Diller. I love Phyllis Diller. She always wore these fabulous outfits, these absolutely fabulous outfits when she was doing stand-up comedy. Another thing that she did? She always wore gloves when she performed. And she said famously, I was reading this, she said famously, a clown never performs without his gloves. And she said, and I never perform without my gloves. And I don't know why I'm saying that, but I thought that was cool. So, of course, then I got into this OCD rabbit hole of looking up leather driving gloves, and I find this beautiful gold pair made by Kate Spade. I'm trying to track it down. Then I start thinking about how Kate Spade died and hung herself with this, chiffon red scarf in the bedroom of her Upper East Side apartment. I was down a whole rabbit hole earlier. You know what came in the mail? My Vermont Country Store catalog. I know. First of all, I have a friend in comedy, Sharon. Hi, Sharon. If you're listening to this, she's very funny. She's out of in Florida. She's in Boca, and she says to me, I don't know if she listens to my podcast. I don't know. She's like, Elyse, why are you always talking about all these cheap stores and these things, these old things? She's like, you're so young and cute. Like, what are you doing? And I mean, what can I say? What can I say, Sha? What can I say? I like to sometimes get the old lady catalogs, like a catalog called National. Look it up, where they sell Velcro shoes, bra extenders, and house coats. So sue me. It just makes me feel good. I don't really buy all that stuff, but I like to browse. I like nightgowns, so I like the old lady catalogs. But the Vermont Country Store catalog came, and some of the stuff is just horrible. It's for all the old fogies. I mean, some of these dresses, you might as well be milking cows in Utah wearing them. But they have a food section that's very nice. And I don't know if you remember Charles Chips. They were a little bit before my time, but I know of them. And they used to be this chip. They used to be the chips, and they come in a giant tin, Charles Chips, and you could there would be a chip delivery man that would deliver the chips like the milkman, but a potato chip man. That's all I would need. I guess Amazon is like my potato chip delivery man. Anyway, you can buy Charles chips from Vermont Country Store, fudge, old candies like Mary Jane's and Bits of Honey and chocolate Starlight mints, clove gum. Oh, you can buy so many things. So I have it on my couch. I see it in the distance. I'm going to order something for my ex as a thank you for doing the massage and the Florida trip. I think I might do the Charles chips. I think that's kind of cute. Chips in the tin. Chips in the tin. Okay, so I got to tell you what I bought at Walmart. Okay, got to tell you. Lots of stuff. Okay. And I tried to find it online, so I don't know if you're going to be able to find it online. These are girls' items. I apologize to the guys. I guess we'll do product of the day. I feel like I might have more stuff to talk about, but we could always do that. We'll just see. Okay. They had these. So I'm in Walmart with my sister, and we're walking through the women's section or the junior section. I don't even know what it is anymore. I can't even tell. And there's this table of tops, shirts, and tank tops. And they're cute. They're neon colors. Hot green, hot pink, hot orange, hot blues. And they were $3.99. And the brand is No Boundaries. $3.99. And I pick one up, and I said to my sister, oh, this looks cute. And the fabric was nice. It was like a Lululemon fabric, like stretchy, exercisey, but like, cute. You could wear it under things. And my sister Allison, she goes, oh my God, Gabrielle, our other sister. Gabrielle bought like 1 million of them a month ago. I then bought them. They're the best, whatever. So I was like, load up. So I bought like 5 of these tank tops, if you see them, they're hot colored tank tops in Wally's, No Boundaries, $3.99 each. The sizes are so weird. The medium is a size 7-8. The large is size 11 to 13. I don't even know what the fuck size this is, but I got 1 medium and then like 4 larges. The larges for me are better, and I usually wear like a size medium top. So there's that. Then they had these adorable little sneakers that I bought in leopard and also in tie-dye. And they're just little slip-on sneakers, with laces, but you don't have to tie them. I actually posted them on my my Instagram stories that I've been trying to do lately because people asked me to do them, so I tried. The brand is Time and True, TRU, Time and True. They're like, I don't know, $15. Little slip-on sneakers with, and they have like a foamy bottom, they're so comfortable. And and Target also sells them. Not the same brand, but Target sells them for $19. So if you can't find them at Wally's, you can find them at Target. And I think at Target they're called like scrunch back sneakers or something. I'm telling you, I'm sold on Walmart. The thing about Walmart, it's just such a damn eyesore when you go in it, right? Such an eyesore. I mean, like I've said online before, the merchandise is just hanging off these shitty plastic hangers. The floors, cement. I mean, you think you could spruce it up. I get it. That's why it's so cheap. And people like, if they get good hangers, Elyse, it's not going to be $3.99 shirts anymore. But, I mean, come on. You could spruce it up a tiny bit. A teeny weeny bit. Anyway. So that's pretty much it. That was my week. I do have some news. So I will be doing a date at Caroline's in the fall. I don't have a date yet, but I will be doing a date there, which is great. And it'll be me and maybe just one other comic. That I'm excited for that. I'm going to be working on my material for that. Also, I'm doing the stand. Which will be me and just maybe one other comic. That is going to be the end of September or the first week in October. It's going to be on a Thursday night. So again, I'll let you guys know. The stuff I am going on stage now, and some nights I'm doing 15 minutes, and other nights I'm only doing 7-8 minutes. So I hate to post my schedule because I would hate for people to come out and then I'm only, if they wanted to come see me and then I'm only doing 5 minutes, like that's so shitty. But I guess I should post it anyway and why not, right? Why the hell not? I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I want to, you know who told me about a good show? My girlfriend told me she saw the Mary J. Blige documentary. It's on Netflix. She said it was so great, or maybe it was Amazon, one of those. She said it was so great. I can't wait to watch it. So that's a movie recommendation. And then somebody else was telling me about a comedy doc called Laughing Matters that I actually never seen. So there's that too. My sister Allison, when we were in Florida, she's like, "Is all you do talk about stand-up?" I said, "No. I talk about other things, like food. That's another thing I talk about. That's another thing." Oh my God. Speaking of talking about things, I was just telling my friend. So I went to my dermatologist. She had, this woman, I don't know if I said this on the last podcast. I really hope I didn't because I would be horrified if I was repeating myself. But I was just telling my friend. I went to the dermatologist, new dermatologist, fancy lady. Her name is Marnie Nussbaum on the Upper East Side. She doesn't take insurance. I already don't like her. How do you not take insurance? I mean, but you know what? She came so highly recommended by another doctor that I have. So I said, fine, I'll go. And this woman was so horrified that I'm washing my face with Dove soap for the last, 37 years that whatever. She puts me on a whole skincare regimen. And so I bought all this stuff, but it was such, I feel like I was ripped off, but that's okay. I don't know if you know this stuff. ELTA MD was the lotion that she told me to use. I know that brand already, and it's very good. The lotion is very nice, ELTA MD, but it's like $40 for face lotion, but fine. I'm getting older. I guess, whatever, I should invest. ELTA MD, also face wash she told me to use. And then she has these things, glow pads. She sells them. Glow pads, and they're like a like a glycolic acid pad, and it's salicylic acid, lactic acid, and one other acid, and maybe salicylic acid. I guess it's glycolic acid and lactic acid. I don't know. You can look them up. Marnie Nussbaum, Dr. Marnie Nussbaum glow pads. They're nice. They're nice so far. And she gave me benzoyl peroxide to wash in the shower on my body after I go to Soul Cycle. What else did she have me do? Oh, she gave me this other thing called Alpharet Serum for at night. I don't know if you know any of these things, but all I know is that after this whole appointment, I'm standing at the checkout, the desk, and I'm signing my life away. And I look at the bill, and it's like $250 of products. I'm just thinking, what the hell? What the hell? But if you want to have a skincare line, I guess you should sell it to the doctor's offices because suckers like me, I'm just told, oh, you need to use this. And I was like, okay. But you know why? I wound up buying everything because, well, one, what was I going to say? No, I'm not going to buy this. I already was asking the prices. They already were like thinking this girl's crazy. But I bought this stuff because I thought, you know what? I never really did this before. I had a skincare regimen, air quotes. So I'm doing it. I'll keep you posted on it. As of right now, the lotions, the ELTA MD, and the sunscreens and the face wash is very nice. The ELTA MD face wash, I gotta say, it really lathers up really nice. But as for these glow pads and the Alpharet serums, Alpharet's for at night, glow pads for day. Ugh, please, I'm exhausted already. I'll keep you posted on that. So that's it for the Elyse DeLucci show today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being patient because I know I didn't have an episode last week. And also, like I said, I do usually post earlier. So thank you. I will keep you posted on coming shows. If you have any products that you want me to talk about or you want that are great, let me know. I love to hear from you guys. Again, you can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, The Elyse DeLucci Show. Tell your friends. I love when I can branch this thing out. It's super fun. And my quote of the day today is by Phyllis Diller, who is absolutely hilarious and funny on stage, and she talks about her husband, Fang. You got to watch her bit, Phyllis Diller and her husband, Fang. Anyway, quote of the day, Phyllis Diller. If you don't have enough wrinkles, then you haven't laughed enough. Love it. Love you, Phyllis. Rest in peace. I'm Elyse DeLucci. Thank you for listening. Episode 71. One day we'll be taking over the world, darling. Talk to you soon.